Hello, YouTube. This is Gava Guy, and I've been in a conversation on a comment thread with a YouTuber who is new to me. He goes by Ford5522. Let me cut over to conversation thread where this began. One of my regular conservative and evangelical Christian persons, Jungle Jargon, posted a thing, talking about how Obama's birth certificate was 100% fake, whatever this video. This was back in October of last year, and apparently this Ford person came across the comment thread on the video that's on YouTube, and he joined into the conversation. It's gone on for quite a bit, and it's really just dumb, because he basically, all he has to say is LMAO, no one can prove they're the real anything, blah blah blah. I mean, he and maybe he's just a Poe. I don't know. I've probably wasted more time than I need to with this person. He is, as always, invited into this hangout. I've sent him the link to the hangout 2 different ways. I have expressed to him my interest in having an actual conversation back and forth, where his repeated just scoffing and mocking won't actually carry any real weight, and where he would have to actually provide genuine answers to questions. And what I've asked him over and over and over again is, what is his standard of evidence for belief about the president's place of birth? And if I ask a neighbor whether or not he is born in the United States, he might tell me yes, and I might have suspicions. Maybe he's got a funny accent or something, and I don't believe it's true. Well, that's fine. You can have doubts. You can be skeptical and say, I have reason for doubts because of this person's whatever it is. But there has to be a line of evidence where you would say, okay, this person was able to produce, let's say, a birth certificate saying that they were legitimately born in the United States, and have legal natural citizenship through their birthplace. And if that person presented me, an authentic document, I would believe that person was born in the U.S. Now, and there might be other explanations for the person's funny accent or something, whatever else might raise some question marks in my mind as to legitimacy of the person's citizenship. If I suspected that the document was a forgery, the person couldn't produce an actual document, there are other ways to still verify and say, okay, how can I tell whether or not the state actually issued this birth certificate? And you can go to that state's records. That should close the book, because if the state says you're a citizen, that's what determines it. And so I've asked and asked and asked, I think 5 or 6 times, for Ford5522 to provide me with some evidence that he would accept, and all he keeps saying is real, tangible, something I can examine, something I can see. You're a clown brigade. As I've stated, you come up with the standard Obama bullshit. Well, what would you accept? And do you have evidence that he was born somewhere else? I mean, it's one thing to say I don't believe that he was born in Honolulu. Clearly, he was born somewhere, and if you have evidence that he was born somewhere else, I'm interested to see what that is. I also have asked Ford what he would use to verify his citizenship, and he has just brushed that off and said he's not going to answer that. So I think what it comes down to, what it boils down to, is that Ford doesn't really even care where the president was born. He doesn't like the president, and this is the way that he thinks is the best way to attack the president. I don't agree with everything the president has done, but I'm interested in having conversations that have to do with actual substance. And if you want to criticize the president, if you don't like his policies, if you don't like, you can not like him as a person. I'm not a big fan of Hillary Clinton. And but unless there's someone on the Republican side that more closely aligns with my political views, it's likely that I'll probably vote for her anyhow. I will voice my concerns and objections to policy decisions that she makes when and if she becomes president. I don't have a problem with criticizing presidents, even presidents that I voted for. And I think that's a valid and valuable part of democracy. We make compromises when we vote, but this baloney about President Obama's birth certificate is garbage. And I've pulled up several sites now. Starting with the weakest, Wikipedia acknowledges that these are all conspiracy theories. They've been falsely circulating false assertions, and is not a legitimate president. This is all really, if there was anything to this, and the president's political enemies thought that they could gain traction, they would run with this. Because if they had a legitimate claim that he was not legally a U.S. citizen, and that's the way that they could get him removed from office, they would do it, because it's part of the law, and the courts would have to recognize it. Every single time they've tried to run with this, anybody of any kind of political clout, they've gotten shot down, and they look completely mental. The most recent and probably highest profile person was oh shoot, what's his name? The "you're fired" guy. Where is he? Trump, Donald Trump. But he ranted and raved until finally the state of Hawaii released Obama's long form birth certificate, which shut up the vast majority of whoever was left. And now you have just a very small fringe group of birther people who are out there. PolitiFact has also marked this accusation that the president was not born in Honolulu, where he's claims to have been born, as complete baloney. They have posted copies of his birth certificate. The birth certificate's been verified by the state of Hawaii. And if you want, you can look all of this stuff up online. And PolitiFact is known for being fair and balanced as far as pointing to false claims both on the left and the right of the political spectrum. There are respected fact-finding organization, and the same with Snopes. Snopes has also rated this blatantly false. No, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That the Obama's birth certificate is not a forgery. The claim that Obama's birth certificate is a forgery is false. They've provided also links to the actual birth certificate. They've provided information about the other claims and things, Social Security services listings. I mean, there's just mounds and mounds of evidence that he was born in Honolulu. The Wikipedia page shows his birth certificate. It also shows the clipping from the Honolulu Advertiser from August 13, 1961, which shows Mr. and Mrs. H. Obama had a son born August 4th. I mean, this is how do you go back and get that into a newspaper? This is from archives. Birth announcement. I think there was even more than one newspaper birth announcement for Barack Obama. Those newspapers are in library archives. It's a fact. Those you can't just go in and make something appear in a newspaper that was printed in 1961. So. And it doesn't stand to reason that someone would put a false birth announcement in a Honolulu newspaper when a baby is first born in anticipation that he might qualify as president of the United States. That's ridiculous. And then, on top of that, all of these other claims. The bottom line is, if you are still trying to claim that Obama is not a legal citizen, you're grasping at straws to try and make him look bad, and it really just reflects poorly on your ability to find substantive things to criticize the president on. Mr. Ford, whoever you are, if you want to engage with me, I am happy to go over this topic again and explain it to you. I can use small words so that you'll be able to understand, but your claims are absurd, and you are refusing to even consider the possibility that you're wrong. Which means that you're an ideologue and you don't actually care about what the truth is in this matter. If you disagree, jump into a hangout with me. I'm happy to do it and go head to head with you in a live conversation any day. I will make time to talk to you about this baloney because it's easy to refute. So anyhow, that's all I've got. I just find this ongoing crap so ridiculous, and it's 6 years into the president's term as president. He's in his halfway through his second term. You think that if there was any legitimate claim here to be made, that the Republicans would stand by and not bring it up, not have tried to take him down before he even got started, before the election was done the first time around. They would have brought it up. They might have waited until the last minute to say, hey, in October or something, to say we've got evidence that Obama was not born in the U.S. Don't vote for him because he'll be removed from office, or checked off as an illegitimate candidate, and the Supreme Court will have to figure out what to do, I guess, in that situation. Or the Democratic Party might have had to put up a different candidate. Whatever the case might be, they certainly wouldn't sit by and wait 6 years while there was, burning hot evidence that Obama was born somewhere else and was not born where he is, where there's evidence that he was born. If they could knock him down with that, you bet your ass they would do it, because they don't want him president. They don't like him. They don't like his policies, and they want him out as soon as possible. So the whole idea that he was not born where he said he was born is preposterous. So that's all I've got. Just a short video. Take care and have a good day, everyone. Good weekend. Happy Mother's Day. Tune in. I think we're still doing the Heretical Weekends podcast this afternoon sometime. Local time for me, anyhow, this afternoon. It'll be, I guess, in an hour or two. So take care, and we'll check in with you later. Bye.